Bert's Classic Tattoo, is that where you spent your apprenticeship?
Yeah, I kind of goofed around with some other shops that I can't even, they're so embarrassing. Like,
sure.
I mean, that's pretty common with tattooers. Like when you first try to get into the industry, you'll deal with anyone. Bert was like the first guy that opened the door for me that was actually part of the real tattoo world. And it was cool. It was a cool place to start off, and that totally blew up in my face for other reasons I don't want to go into. But yeah, that was like my start into like the real tattoo world. And then from there, like I just got crazy lucky, and it was just like doors opened up. Did you know the guy you apprenticed for? Did you know him prior to you going and meeting him? Like, was he a friend of yours or? No. Like what happened with Bert was I was kind of messing with this other shop, and the guy there was kind of apprenticing me. I was just basically doing total, like, just shop work, just junk, doing drawings for him and cleaning stuff. And there was another tattooer there who was more experienced, and he knew that shop was just trash. He just moved here from another state, and we kind of been talking, and he kind of like took me under his wing, and he goes, "Hey man, if you want to leave this trash," he's like, "I'm going to this other shop across town that's legit." He's like, "I'll talk to the boss and you can come." So he talked to Bert, and he said, "Hey, this guy Jimmy, he's got something worth messing with," and he took me into Bert's. Oh. And that's how that happened. How long were you an apprentice for? I'm still an apprentice. I mean,
okay, sure, in a sense, right? I guess.
I mean, really, it was like a year or something.
Okay.
But I mean, at the time, it was like 2007, right, was when like the tattooing thing started blowing up from television. So in that transition era, like 2008, 2009, like there was so much demand for tattooing. So I was doing tattoos pretty fast just because I was just good enough that people couldn't tell that I was an apprentice. And there was a lot of bad tattooers in Tucson at the time. Like people that had been tattooing for years. I mean, there was a guy at that shop at Bert's that had been tattooing for 5-10 years at the time. And within my first like 10, 20 tattoos, I was working at his level or above, like real fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't really matter that I was so young at the time, just because the quality that was expected in Tucson at the time was pretty low. Pretty down here. But it's changed. I mean, Tucson, the level here is insane now. Like the past 15 years has just been amazing. Like it's a great city to tattoo in now as far as like quality. In fact, I argue it's probably one of the best cities to get tattooed in, like on the planet. Like I'm not even joking. There's so many good tattooers here that are willing to work for, like, I wouldn't say cheap rates, but definitely compared to California, you're going to be getting tattoos here for about half the price of what these same tattooers tattoo for in other cities. That's just the nature of what happens here.
So how does your apprenticeship segue into you owning your own tattoo shop? How'd that really happen?
I seriously can't even talk about that. I can't.
All right, fair enough.
Down in the future I can, but I think I've already talked about it a bit, but like basically I was working at the shop. Bert was going through a divorce. No, it's so hard to get divorced and not have your tattoo shop explode. So his whole shop was just grenading while I was there. And then I was trying to buy it from him and it just exploded. And then, I ended up having to move, and basically just decided like my best option at that time, because I had no other options, was I had like enough money, and I borrowed some too, just to go open a shop, and hired some of my buddies, and that's how we did it. And I tried to get jobs at other shops, and nobody would touch me just because of, it had to do with like motorcycle culture.
Oh, sure.
It had some stuff going on. All that stuff's pretty dead now, but 15 years ago, it was a pretty big deal. So I legit couldn't get into it like another shop at the time. So, and neither could some of my friends.
Maybe that's really good advice. Maybe if you want to do something and no one's going to give you the opportunity to do it, just still do it.
it's bad advice for tattooers.
Sure. I mean, it's worked for you.
Yeah,
It's
worked for a lot of people. I mean, the road to becoming a successful tattooer is not consistent.
Right.
I mean, some people walk right into the industry, and within like a year, they're just doing amazing tattoos, and they're lucky. And some people, they twist and turn and make bad decisions, and maybe their ego's too big, and they don't want to take good advice. And I mean, that was probably me. I kind of did both at the same time. It wasn't like a direct path.
Sure.
Definitely had to live through some stupid stuff.